How good was it to get back out there? First day of training camp, how'd you feel?
It was amazing, man. Just the energy, feeling, you know, everybody on the team flying around and just having fun and get back on the field together. You know, it wasn't perfect. There's definitely things we could clean up. You know, we're not on pads yet. It's the first day, just getting out there and kind of getting our, you know, trying to get back in that group. So yeah, it was. There were some ups and downs, but overall, I feel like it was a solid day. So we got room to improve.
How important was it to retain what you had in OTAs and mandatory minicamp and come in today and not feel like it's day one?
Yeah, honestly, like, you know, we talked about it yesterday, but we went so hard in OTAs, like it feels like today was smooth. Like it wasn't like, you know what I mean, previous training camps where you come in and day one people are dying and stuff like that. Like, I know the guys have been working, you know, a lot of the dudes have been here, you know, training ever since we got done with OTA. So like, we've had a big group here working and training. I know a lot of guys. Gino's been in Miami getting to work and has had guys out there as well. So it just felt like we were right back to business. So yeah, I know on a personal level, like there's little things that, you know, today just cleaning up, like not second guessing a couple things, but yeah, just overall as a team, it was great seeing guys fly around and have fun. So just an opportunity every day to get better.
What are your thoughts on Jamal Adams and what he brings to the back end of the defense?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a full circle moment. You know, I was I think a freshman or a sophomore in high school. I think I was actually a freshman, and we played Hebron in high school in the playoffs in the first round, and he was on Hebron in Texas, and I got to see him. Like I didn't play a snap. Obviously, I'm sitting on the sideline, and my brother was a starter on that team at Colleyville, and you know we got after Hebron's ass. You know, we beat Jamal's team, but I'm not gonna lie. Like Jamal, I told this in the team meeting yesterday. Like Jamal is one of the coldest players I've ever seen in person. Like up to that point, I've never seen somebody like that on a football field. And then, you know, fast forward, you know, coming to the league, we played the Jets a couple times earlier in my career, and I got to see him, and you know that was like his prime. He was a perennial Pro Bowler, highest paid safety at the time, and you know he's had a couple injuries, things like that since then. But just being able to, you know, follow his career, I've been, you know, we didn't even know who we were at the time, but just kind of it's full circle coming back together. I seen him in here first thing in the morning yesterday, and we got to chop it up, and you know we know a lot of people mutually, so. Yeah, it was like we've known each other from a distance, but it was, you know, it felt like I've known him for years. You know, finally getting to like meet in person and chop it up. So yeah, he's a great player. He's dynamic, flies around. He's got the right type of energy. We just got to get, you know, it's like everybody else, keep stacking days and show up with positive energy. And I think he's gonna help us.
Did you remind him of the loss?
Oh, high school, yeah, of course, yeah, of course. That was like the first thing I told him. I'm like, yeah, I remember. I told him, like, I you know, I hyped him up a little bit. I was like, bro, you're insane. You're playing running back. You're playing linebacker. I was like, yeah, we whooped y'all's ass. So yeah, so shout out to my brother, and then they definitely got after him for sure.
Yesterday when Coach Carroll was talking, he said that even though he hasn't known you that long, you're already somebody he trusts to be one of the leaders on his team and carry his message on throughout the roster. How do you kind of take on that responsibility as you're going into this first year working with him?
Yeah, honestly, like being a leader is just part of who I am, and being, you know, part of my, you know, evolution as a player. You know, I want to get better in every way I can. I would push myself, you know, just like I push my teammates. You know what I mean? I'll never ask somebody to do something I wouldn't do, and that's the way I live and how I operate. And Coach Pete, you know, Coach Carroll has done it at the highest level. You know, he's won a national championship, won a Super Bowl. For me, I'm just trying to absorb as much information from him and learn from him because he's been around so many great players. And everybody I've talked to, from Marshawn to, you know, Marshawn to freaking Richard Sherman, all those guys, like they speak the world of him, and those guys, you know, those are guys I looked up to coming up in this game. So yeah, man, it's been an awesome experience so far. So I'm just, like I said, just soaking up information and really just trying to learn from him and relay that message to the guys.
Max, Pete also said yesterday he expects the Raiders to win a lot of games, like to have a winning record right from the jump. Are your expectations already in line with Pete's in training camp?
100%. You know, I expect to win every time I come on the field. I don't care what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's every drill, everything we do. I'm expecting to win, and that's how I carry myself. But that's just an individual thing. You know, Pete's the same thing. He's been winning at the highest level for a long time. You know, but it's got to be all of us if we want a chance. And so we got to be able to push each other. We got to be able to pull others in our direction and get everybody on that same wavelength, so we can go out there and execute on Sundays. And you know, we got a lot of work to get there. You know, it's July right now. We got, you know, we don't play our first game till September. We got a lot of work to do. But I know the guys are going to put in the work, and I know for me, like I expect to win. Every time I go out there, I expect to win. I don't care, you know, who's in front of me.
Max, right now Christian's still out with his foot injury, but when you look at those guys in that rotation, like Jonah and Zach, guys like that, even Tonka, what do you see from them so far in the process, and what are you trying to do to kind of help them along the process?
Yeah, they've been great. I can't lie. Jonah is a special talent. Dude can play. He doesn't even know it yet. You know what I mean? But he's going to be a hell of a player. Tonka, JJ. You got Tyree. Getting reps inside. He's gotten reps inside in the last couple of years as well. But we got a ton of talent. And I trust those guys. I know they're going to be ready when it comes to game day because we need them. You know what I mean? They're going to be out there. They're going to be playing week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way through the season. So we know they're young, but we need them. If we want a chance to win, and I know they're going to step up. And Adam Butler, he's the first name I should mention. He's been here. He's been one of the best players on the interior in the league, in my opinion, in the last few years. So, yeah, we got a ton of guys, and I know they're going to be ready to go. And obviously, having Malcolm back on the other end is, people haven't talked about that, at all. And I feel like it's crazy because he was just coming off the best year of his career. He's coming off a breakout year, and then he gets hurt right before last season. So having him back, I think is going to be huge for us. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing getting better with him every day.
To continue with that, you talked about Malcolm and him coming back. What was it like going through that process with him, where he's coming from an injury and you're also injured as well? What was it like, kind of like having to go through that with him, and what have you learned about him throughout that whole time?
It sucked because we're just sitting there. We're two competitive dudes that are in the damn training room every day. You know what I mean? It's like it drove us crazy at first, but that's the cards we were dealt. But that's part of the game. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, but I know one thing about Malcolm. I speak about him all the time for a reason. He's a guy that I've never had to worry about. We have a great relationship, but he's a guy that shows up every single day. He knows what it's like to work. He knows what the expectation is. He knows what the standard is. He's somebody I never have to question. I never have to get on his ass because I know he's going to be out there performing at his highest level, and he's always pushing to get better. So I love that dude. I can talk about how special of a player he is, but as special as a person too, because he's another Matt guy. You know what I mean? We stay close. That's my guy. He's made it from the dirt, and I know he's going to come back with a vengeance and play great football this year.
You talked a lot about the standard. Pete talked a lot about the standard and setting it. A lot of guys that have been here for a couple of years just haven't experienced the success at the highest level. How hard is it to get everyone to believe in the buy-in that can happen?
If you don't believe, then you're wasting your time. There's always gonna be the negativity until you win. Shit, everyone's gonna be negative. That's, unfortunately, you guys are media people. You guys love that shit, and I don't blame y'all. It's part of y'all's, part of your guys' job. You the negative, the positive, whatever it is. And we haven't won much, and y'all got to keep it real. So I do respect it as much as y'all piss me off sometimes. It is what it is. I respect y'all because you keep it real. We haven't won much in this since I've been here. I've made the playoffs one time, and that's not what I expect. I expect perfection and excellence every day. But overall, I can't do it by myself. Gino can't do it by himself. Pete can't do it by himself. It's got to be all of us. So we got to be delusional enough to believe in what we can truly do. That's the only way you can go out there and win. People thought I wouldn't be in this position. People never thought I'd be in this position, and they still doubt me. And I think I'm gonna keep proving them wrong. You know what I mean? And making them look crazy. And I know we got a lot of guys who have that type of story. Pete was the same way. Pete got fired twice before he became a successful head coach. So I know everyone in here is bought in on winning. I'm not sitting here to make a bunch of big predictions and none of that shit. We got to go do it and go win. But I fully expect to win. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's been cool just seeing a full group of guys go out there in the field together and truly just enjoy being around each other. We're in the locker room, in the weight room. It's just the energy is always on point, and it's something that can't be forced. You know what I mean? It's just something that's got to be built, and we're doing that for sure.
He mentions you as a leader, but also Gino as the leader on the offensive side of the ball. When you're able to look across that line of scrimmage and see a leader like that, what does that mean from your perspective?
It's special. The reality in football, if you want to win, you got to have a quarterback. Let's be real. Gino's a hell of a quarterback, and he's another guy that gets slept on for some reason. But Gino can play, and he's super competitive, and getting to see him and go against him every single day has been an awesome experience so far. So, we have those conversations all the time. Me and him have gotten real close. He's a dude that, like I said, literally the day. His people know my people, his agents, he's a Washington guy, so I kind of knew what was going on from a little insider stuff, at that time, and I kind of got word, and I was like, this would be crazy if it happens, and it did. So I've been so fired up about, you know, him since day one, and I know he's definitely coming here to prove himself and, you know, show the world what he's all about. But yeah, like getting to line up against him and seeing the way he competes and throws, just throwing the ball, like he can sling the ball, make every single throw, which is, you know, definitely. I mean, it's good sometimes. You know, when you're on defense, you're like, damn, it is what it is. But you know, on Sundays we're gonna be fired up and celebrating, and you know, it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, I can go on and on about Gino, man. I love that guy. He's been great so far.
Well, we've talked a lot about the defensive guys you've taken under your wing, but it seems like Jackson is kind of your newest protege.
Yeah.
I guess what was that relationship like, and what time did he get here this morning?
Yeah, it's funny. You know, it's something I like, to be 100% real. Like last year, I mean, me and Jackson did not have a great relationship. You know what I mean? And I'm hard on guys. You know what I mean? Especially young dudes. Like there's respect that's got to be earned. You know, when you come into this league and this locker room, especially, like there's a certain standard I expect from the guys, and he did a lot. Like the amount of growth he's had in the last year has been unbelievable. If I was sitting here a year ago and he would have told me all the stuff he did this offseason to get himself in this position he's in, you know, I truly wouldn't believe you. But that's the beauty in this game. Like you have a choice every day. If you want to get better, you want to get worse. There's no such thing as staying the same. And that dude he's got all the talent in the world. He's strong as a freaking ox. He's a great dude. He's a baller. But it's about the details. And he's come in this offseason with a mindset that he's gonna take that next step. And he's done that. You know what I mean? He's been super consistent. He's been, you know, dialed in on the details. He's been here. Me and him are the first guys here every single day, and he's been consistent with it the whole time. And I can't say enough. Like that's truly all I can ask for. If you show up, I mean, it's not going to be easy. I mean, he definitely got off the hook a little bit because I was going through my injury, so I couldn't really kill him fully. But it was great having him get back this summer. He was going to Australia. Comes back, and I got to really run him in the dirt. You know, I'm healthy 100%. But that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? We're about pushing each other, and getting better every day. So, yeah, I'm so proud of that dude, and I know he's gonna have his best season yet. And yeah, I can go on and on about him, but the energy he brings is infectious.
Last one, guys.
Max, what did you make of Patrick Mahomes calling you the best edge rusher in the NFL over the break?
I thought it was dope. You know, for him. To recognize and give me that respect, it means a lot. We've been going at it for 6 years now, and we expect to go have a lot more wars as we move forward. But I think it's just when you have, I had this conversation, it's another conversation I had yesterday, but it's so real. Like I've had the honor to meet some of the greatest players, greatest people, greatest dudes across all different types of walk of life, and I can say this, like when you meet somebody else that's an ultimate competitor and that is all about what you're about, I don't even have to say nothing. It's just you click right away. And I'm not saying I'm friends with him whatsoever, you know what I mean? Like I respect the hell out of him, you know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, he knows what time it is, and I know what time it is with him. But I just got to meet Kevin Garnett. Like I've never met the dude in my life, and it felt like he was family to me. Me and him were talking shit back and forth. We were there for an hour and a half just talking, and we were like ready to go do it, like go play basketball, football, whatever it was. Like we were so hyped up. Steve Smith Sr. I met with him like 2 months ago. I've never met the dude in my life. We were talking shit in the first 2 seconds, and we were like just on that same type of energy. But it's like when you have somebody that is truly obsessed and loves what they do, it's like you walk in the same room and you just know. Like I don't even have to say nothing. You're just on that same type of time. So I got the ultimate respect for Pat. I've said it a million times. He's the ultimate competitor. I look at myself as the ultimate competitor. I look at myself as the best in the world. I know he thinks he's the best in the world, and you know what I mean? I've said it myself. So he brings the best out of me. I know I bring the best out of him. So definitely looking forward to those wars. But we got a lot of work to do until we get there.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.